is Dylan Fields. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm a senior. So I grew up in Charlotte, like, for basically my whole life. But I was born in Florida, and I lived there for about like 5.5 years. And then we moved to Charlotte. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that. And then, well, I don't know, when my parents like split up, I was like living with my mom in a condo in like this like little suburb town outside of Charlotte, and we were there for like 2.5 years. But then that's when I started going to boarding school. I went to Hillside, and I was there for a year. I got recruited for hockey, and then now I'm here. I would say, I don't know, probably skydiving. But I'm doing that. Like, I already know for a fact I'm doing that. For my 19th birthday, my uncle's taking me. Yeah. I want to go travel the world. I don't know. Like, I've been to a bunch of places already, like within the U.S. In the U.S. And like in Canada. And I've been to Dominican Republic. I was there for like a service trip actually. But like no, like I want to go see like all of Europe. Like I've seen Germany and Spain, but that's it. And I want to go see like everything. I don't know. And London. How I'm not gonna do my homework. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess I could go like deep and like philosophical here.
Please do.
Just kind of like how, like, outside of like the realm I feel here. You know what I mean? Just like, I don't know. I feel like no one really, or not a lot of people really understand like me. So, like the whole thing with like Derek's Chapel with like the Prince Charming hockey player, like, if that's what like people like see me as, I mean, I don't know, like that kind of just like, that like gets to me. So I was thinking for both my parents, because my dad's Jewish and my mom's Catholic, I want to get a cross on my right arm, on my forearm, and then Star of David on my other one, just so like to represent both acting, movies, watching movies. It's like pretty much the only reason why I want to be an actor, I guess, is because like I get to be a kid like all the time, and yeah, that's it. So I have a couple of scars. This one on my thumb right here. It's a funny story. I was 9 and I was at the movies with my dad, and after the movie ended I went to the bathroom, and I was like at the urinal, and I went to flush after I was, done urinating, and when I flushed, my, I don't know, I guess skin got caught like in the little like circle thing with like, I don't know, and then when I didn't notice, and when I pulled it away, like it just sliced open my thumb, and now I have that there forever. The night sky. Yeah, so like we go to Florida every summer pretty much, and we visit my grandparents, and my grandpa, he lives in an apartment like right on the Gulf in Fort Lauderdale, right on the beach. And whenever I'm there, like we'll stay like for dinner at his place like every night, and he has like in his kitchen table, like there's like a window where you can just like look out and all you see is just the ocean. And when like the moon is like just on the ocean, and I don't really know how to explain it to you. It's just like surreal with like the stars in the background. I don't know, like it makes me feel like, I don't know, like I'm at peace with myself. I wrote, well, I don't know, I wrote the one about my mom for our personal essay class, and I don't know, I kind of like just went on like a rampage in that. But I went back and, because I talked about it with Natalie, she read it, she was like, yeah, maybe you should like expound upon that like idea of like identity and like how like teenagers just kind of always fear of like becoming like their parents, but I don't know, some of like the little quirks that we have in common aren't necessarily that bad, and that I learned a lot from both of my parents, even though like we are very different. That was pretty much it. It was kind of like I guess a thank you letter. There's like two answers, I guess, both of which I've already talked about. But when I went to, well, I'll start with this one. When I went to the Dominican Republic, that was when I was at Hillside, and we were there on a service trip. And that was like the first time I've ever really like seen like just like real poverty on like that kind of level, and it was just very eye-opening to me, and like I couldn't, I don't know, live with the fact that like I knew I was taking certain things for granted when I shouldn't have been. And yeah, that's that. But then the other one, I guess, I would say my parents' separation, because that happened when I was like 11. And, you know, like 11-year-olds aren't really like, they don't really think about like problems like the world, or like how the world's like an imperfect place and like stuff like that. But like, I don't know, I always thought that I was gonna have like this like big happy family, but then I don't know, it's just like the relationship between my parents wasn't good for either of them. So I guess it like forced me to kind of like mature a little bit quicker at like a younger age, and like to realize that like it wasn't like about me. Just like be yourself. Like don't like try to conform to like any like, I don't know, certain idea that you think is like the one idea, or like what everybody else is doing. And I don't know, like there are like certain things that I regret, and like certain choices that I've made that I regret, but like there's nothing I can do about it now. And I was just doing it because, or maybe I was just like doing what I was doing or whatever for, I don't know, to be cool. Yeah, so I don't think like you need to worry about being cool, because you're gonna find your people. Like, even though sometimes you might feel like that's never gonna happen, or like you're questioning, why hasn't that happened? Why haven't I found my people yet? Just like be true to yourself, and you'll find people like yourself. I listen to music like all the time, and it could be anything. Like when I'm studying, I listen to like movie scores, like the background music in movies, just because like I don't know, it gets me in the zone. But like in the locker room, like we jam out to like pretty much everything. When I'm like just with my friends, I like to, you know, I like to dance. So I mean, I don't know, it's like, it's very inspirational too. Like it like gets me to like feel good about just, and I don't know, like it makes me feel happy. Like something bad happens to me one day, I'll just like, and I want to be alone, I'll come to my room, I'll throw on whatever I want to listen to, and I don't know, I'll just like feel better, I guess. Destiny is too like final, is too definitive. And that doesn't really go with like you asked me what my philosophy was, and I said have fun, but like, I don't necessarily agree with the fact that like people need to know exactly what they want to do in life, like when they're like 15. Like my parents brainwashed me into thinking that, and like it's just probably because they had no idea what they wanted to do when they were 15. And